You are watching a master at work.
The kid's back!
Now, yeah, this is an interesting one. This story keeps growing legs. Feds, shout out to college kid, feds have arrested the sixth suspect in the murder of 33-year-old. Oh no, sorry. The feds arrested sixth suspect, 33-year-old Ralph Turpin, aka Teasy, in FBG Duck's murder. Ralph Turpin, 33, also known as Tall or THF Teasy, if you listen to Mama Duck, was charged with committing a murder in aid of racketeering and conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering. So he got hit with the RICO. Also charged C. Murda, 30, Kenny, 28, Los, 30, and then they had the young boys with him. C. Thang, who's only 22, and Muwop, who is 22 years old. Young boys, man, these two, C. Thang and Muwop, hanging with the older guys, got caught up. Damn. The indictment alleges that Oblock engaged in numerous acts of violence, including the killing of FBG Duck on August 4th, 2020. Weekly was shot as many as 21 times in the daytime attack that also left his girlfriend and someone else waiting in line with them at the Dolce Gabbana boutique at 68 East Oak Street wounded. So, you know, at that time, there was still a lot going on with the COVID. We had to stand on line outside of stores, things like that. Food. Investigators towed a car used in the shooting one day after it happened. Later searched it and found evidence that implicated Liggins. Which one is Liggins? Let me see. Liggins is 30 years old. Cause I'm about to get in his ass. Yo, listen. The day after, the car that he used in the shooting got towed. Right? They later searched it and found evidence that implicated him. The document also points so-called diss track songs. Listen, let's go back to this one. They found, from what I've read, they found a paper that had Liggins, this 30-year-old motherfucker. It's like no little kid. This 30-year-old dumbass had his Facebook login and password written on a piece of paper that they found in the car. And they found in a car that was towed the day after they used it to murder Duck. This who niggas big homies be. This be the type of dumb niggas that people be looking up to. Bro. You use your own car for a shootout in broad day in the Manhattan of Chicago, in the Paris of Chicago, in the downtown Los Angeles of Chicago. Yo, around the time, minutes before the shooting, Weekly got out of a car driven by his girlfriend and stood in a line outside the store. Duck's mother said he was shopping for a present for his son. Around the same time, surveillance footage shows Liggins, Smart, and others running down a stairwell at Parkway Gardens at 63rd. I know they hate that part. And Martin Luther King Drive. Why they ain't come out on 64th? They'd have probably been safe. But it said Smart and another person, which is Muwop, and another person got into a Ford Fusion, which was owned by Alfred. The FBI says it believes Liggins, C. Murda, got into a Chrysler 300 with two others. From there, investigators were able to trace the vehicle's path from Parkway Gardens to the scene of the slaying using video surveillance. Around the time Weekly got out of the car on Oak Street, the feds say the Fusion and Chrysler were seen traveling in the same direction in the 6200 block of South Wentworth Avenue, just 5 seconds apart. So they was gunning it. They was on them. They got the call. They went running. They was probably jumping. They probably got down to the last 4 or 5 seconds. They was jumping. If you ever lived in a building, you know how to Like, they was booking it. Police records reviewed by the Chicago Sun-Times show a $100,000 bounty was placed on the head of Duck before he was shot and killed. Bro, it's been like 6 of them. 6 of them split that 5 ways. It's like 30 apiece. Come on. What are we doing?
Enforcement officials say they are charging 5 Chicago street gang operatives with racketeering in the 2020 Oak Street hit on Carlton Weekly. The rapper, known as FBG Duck, was said to be shopping for a birthday present for his son when he was cut down in a mob-style attack. And now the feds are using a law first aimed at mobsters to prosecute the 5. On August 4th, 2020, it looked like an old-time outfit attack here on Chicago's Oak Street. 2 attack cars, 4 shooters, and a hail of bullets. But the target wasn't a 1930s gangster. He was a new millennium rapper, FBG Duck. Investigators say he was a gang member whose videos had irked members of a rival gang, 5 of whom tonight stand charged with his killing under the RICO statute, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, that in 1970 was created to help dismantle traditional organized crime, aka the mob.
The reason
Alan, tonight federal law enforcement officials say they are
it's charged federally is because we were able to establish evidence to indicate that there was a racketeering enterprise here that was involved, and this murder was done in furtherance of that.
We are going after gangs in this city. This includes gang investigations, narcotics investigations, and gun investigations. We are working together to hold gang members accountable for violence.
Late this afternoon, the I-Team talking with Chicago criminal defense attorney Tony Thedford.
Does the city of Chicago hold some fault and accountability in this? Seriously, does the city of Chicago, should they look in the mirror and say, this is kind of our fault? Hear me out. This is kind of our fault because for them to shoot somebody 21 times, for them to be that bold and that brazen in the public, in a shopping area, daytime, is this our fault? Because in the areas that they come from, to them, this probably wasn't nothing. They like, yo, we probably done laid a couple niggas down broad daylight. Ain't nothing happened. They don't care over there. They probably just looked at Chicago PD like they just inept. They ain't no good at doing their job anyway. How many murders we done got away with? How many shootings we done got away with? Do they hold some culpability for not stopping it at the source? Stop stopping it back in the hood? Maybe it wouldn't have got this far. Maybe Duck would still be here if they was doing their job in the hood, and it wouldn't have leaked out into their streets. Just a thought.
About what he says is one of the most powerful tools prosecutors have.
You have a street gang, alleged street gang, that kills another gang member in a high-profile case in downtown Chicago. So my belief is that the response is the harshest response possible once they find suspects and charge them.
And he says the evidence sometimes is gathered right from social media.
There's a lot of allegations of back and forth online, or threats online, or videos posted back
It's charged federally.
and forth that then led to retaliation, allegedly, which led to the death of this young man who was killed. And they are very strong tools that are now being used by law enforcement and the government to prosecute crime.
Thedford says for the government, one benefit of a racketeering conspiracy case is that prosecutors don't have to prove each and every individual act. They must only prove defendants' participation in the organization. In this RICO case, a street gang that allegedly gunned down a rival and a rapper in one of Chicago's most exclusive shopping districts.
Back and forth that.
Wow. And I wanna also go to this interview with Trenches News. We'll go to this interview with Trenches News. He spoke on it too. I think he shed light on it beautifully. Shout out to Humble Soul. Hit that subscribe button. I've been watching a couple of the interviews too. Let me see something.
And you lived in Oblock before you moved to the 63rd area. So is it a little touchy for you, or you just keep it business?
Oh yeah, I just keep it solid. Like, I understand that Duck was dissing. I understand he was doing it for, to feed his family and everything. That's what's hot. By me being on YouTube and you see different things on YouTube, you be like, you get to understand why people do certain things. So I understood that Duck he did that, but like from what them people saying, like 100K, 6, 7, 8 people involved. Like, come on, man. Like you could split a Wendy's burger more pieces than that shit. So it's like, I understand it, man. I understand it.
Why did you call him, bro, the Oblock Sloppy 5?
Oh, because everything that was in the paperwork that came out, it was sloppy. It was like, you run downtown, you run the lights. Like, first of all, we in a city with cameras. Like, anybody know that we got a lot of cameras too. Now, whether they want to use them when they want to work when they want the crime solved, that's another thing. But we got 1 million cameras, man, in Chicago, bro. Like, you ain't getting away. And then we got those license plate readers everywhere. Like, everywhere, bro. And for them to do it in the car that they was in their name, like, it's like sloppy, bro.
Yeah. Hold on, you said so it's more than the 6? You think it's more people involved in that? You said like 7 to 8?
No, I'm saying like because they saying that the one of them died.
Oh, they committed committed suicide.
So they saying if he died, that'd be 7 people on the case.
Ah, okay.
And then they saying Devon was here.
Yeah.
He'll be under the cell, so that's 8 people.
Yeah. Did you know any of those people, bro? Like on the other side, like the TZ dude or any of the Oblock, the 5 dudes that's locked up? I know you asked stories about Vaughn.
Yeah. We come from the low end. Like when I say everybody like majority of the people come from the low end. So if you don't know them, you know they uncles, fathers, cousins, somebody. Like a lot of them from Oblock and Tuckerville. They history goes back to them project buildings. It's just that when them projects separated, everybody got scattered. So now it used to be, you knew who all your cousins was when I was growing up. You knew who everybody was. Now you can talk to your cousin, bro, and won't even know him. Because the only time some people show up in the black community is for funerals.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it ain't a lot of family reunions out there?
And there ain't no more family reunions,
man. Was it because of safety or just people just spread it out?
Yeah, it's like family ain't family no more, man. It's like family, the chain dropped on family. When you say family, like the chains have dropped, bro. Like your grandma is your mama. You always respect Big Mama. So that's your mama. That's your grandma and your mama now. Your mama is like a friend now. You don't see all the crimes that's going on out here, people kicking. You gotta see your kids on the internet doing this shit if this is going viral. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole bunch of shit that's wrapped up in all that.
Man, well, speaking of family, I had a chance to chop it up with another person from Chicago who was saying,
yeah, I'll cut it right there, but man, it's tough. It's tough. These young people, man, family used to be the utmost important thing, and now the gang is more important and taking higher priority. You see it with situations with K-Flock and D-Thang and all of that stuff that's going on. It's like, damn, you don't even care that that's your mama, sister, son no more. Like, that's it. That's dead now. Like, if he on the other side, he from the other side of town. Now he a op. Don't come around here. If I see you at the family reunion, we gonna have to go around the corner. I might violate you here. That's a whole deeper conversation. But back to the FBG Duck murder, the sloppy 5, man. Like, I'm glad somebody from Chicago was calling them out for this, because this To us, we in a big city. I'm from New York City. We're in a big city. So to us in New York, we was like, what? They did it in the city area. That's insane to us because nobody would do that. Plate readers, cameras, like he said, everything. It's too much at risk. They fear nothing.